We're at Hack Your Health with Dr. Cate Shanahan. I'm very excited to see you speak today. Could you tell us, for the people watching, the title of your talk?
It's called The Energy Model of Insulin Resistance. And the subtitle is How Seed Oils Are Making Us Fat, Sick, and Prone to Cancer. So it's a very serious topic.
It's a very serious topic, and one that I think a lot of people don't understand. And it's a little bit controversial or contrarian.
I think you're right. People don't understand it. And this is my viewpoint on insulin resistance that I'm going to be sharing with people, which is radical itself and revolutionary, and I think correct, hopefully will be proven correct. I actually got a paper published about it in a peer-reviewed journal called Frontiers in Nutrition. And it was well received. Really what I'm saying is that we don't understand insulin resistance. I mean, even now that we've been talking about it in communities like this for 20 years, we haven't quite grasped it. And it has to, insulin resistance has not really been explained or described properly yet. And it has to do with our energy processes that affect every cell in our body. We've mostly been thinking about insulin resistance like as a precursor to type 2 diabetes. Like if you have insulin resistance, you're kind of at risk for stuff, but you don't have a problem yet. And what I'm saying is, if you have insulin resistance, you have a major problem. And if you only have one, that you will soon have other problems because they do make you fat, sick, and prone to cancer.
Absolutely. So you're looking at the root cause of insulin resistance, whereas everyone seems to be chasing carbohydrates, or we've chased saturated fat, or we've chased eating too much and not moving enough. But it sounds, knowing from reading your book, and really being all three of your books, actually.
Yeah.
It comes down to oxidative stress, which is what we know is the root of disease anyway. I mean, you're taught that in medical school, right?
We learn that that disease starts at the cell.
The cell.
And then if you're really going to go into pathology, if you become a pathologist, which is a specialist in medicine, then you learn more about oxidative stress. So physicians, specialists especially, they understand oxidative stress as a root cause or as a powerful driver. But that does not get translated into preventative medicine. It doesn't get translated into translational medicine, where we are understanding the root causes of things like the mental health crisis, things like autism, things like cancer, things like obesity, things like type 2 diabetes. It's just not getting translated. So my work has translated just cross-disciplinary areas, and I found it to be that method, looking across disciplines, to be a rich source of fascinating insights. And what I've really discovered is that nothing about our health is totally random. And everything about every medical condition relates to nutrition.
And that makes complete sense, doesn't it?
It does to me.
Well, so our current, as you've pointed out, our current level of metabolic disease in this country is a very new thing. It's really a 20th century creation. We haven't seen this level. And so that would come from maybe not traditional food, but a new input into our diet.
Right. Something new has happened. And it doesn't have to only be diet, of course. It could be other things, lack of exercise, lack of sleep, like things in the air that we're breathing. But when it comes to diet, the new thing to me is very clear. It's the seed oils. The hateful eight seed oils. And if you look at the introduction of these oils across the past 120 years and how that graph increases over time, and you also look at the rates of obesity and type 2 diabetes and chronic diseases over time, it's a perfect parallel line. And now people use that to say, well, correlation is not causation, right? Like, so we should, as if that's the end of it, because correlation is not causation, we should leave it there. But, it's valid, but that doesn't mean we should leave it there.
If there's correlation, I think it means we look closer.
Exactly. And when we do look closer and we look at things that don't correlate, but that we are told are causing these problems, like animal fats, like even too much sugar,
right?
Well, that doesn't correlate very well. Kool-Aid's better.
It's not the sugar. It's not the sugar. And which is
You've
what you
drunk the
said in my
Kool-Aid.
podcast.
You've drunk the it's not the sugar Kool-Aid,
it's not
so
the
to
sugar.
speak.
You said that in my podcast interview. It's not the sugar.
Well, then you have to say it's Dr. Cate.
I should just put your signature right under it. Yes, you're right.
I'll give you my my best signature.
Okay, I'd love that.
Thank you.
I would love that. But and you, I mean, for me, you have changed. As I've been coaching people for 27 years, and you flipped the script on me.
Oh.
And changed the way I look at food and nutrition and helping people with metabolic disease. You were you were the root cause of my change.
All right.
And so I appreciate you just taking the time to talk to me here today, and then all the time we spent together on podcasts, because I consider you to be the one who's figured this out first.
Well, thank you.
And I really, on a personal level, appreciate your work and digging into this, even when it wasn't the popular thing to do.
Right. Yeah. I did it for my patients starting 22 years ago. And I never expected it would become what it has become, because I was literally living on the island of Hawaii, and 9,000 miles from America, from here.
Right.
And I felt very isolated. So that's kind of why I came back, just to see if it could take off. And it has taken off. I mean, thanks to influencers like you, and events like this, where people who have money and juice and know-how of how to get messages out. That's my limit, is like I could do the science, I can talk about it, I can help my patients, I can write books. But I think you have to have a lot of business savvy in this day and age to get a message, to connect. And that's what you got. Well, I don't got it.
I we'll work together on that, because I think you've nailed it. It's an important message that people need to understand and learn more about, and sometimes get past the certain people who are locked into one message, the old message, and get to the people, let them make an informed decision. And I think that's what you've done with your books and with your blog and everything else. You're getting it through to people so they can make an informed decision.
Exactly, because we have to understand the big picture so that we know what our choices truly are. And you know that saying, if all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Mm-hmm. And if you're kind of locked into one way of thinking about what a diet should be, then your answer is always going to be that nail. And maybe you don't need a nail. So there's actually a name for that way of thinking. It's called reductionist. You're laughing.
Yes, I mean, I've heard you say it before, and it's true. And we have a lot of reductionism, unfortunately, what the other word is maybe dogma.
Yeah. Yes. Right. The overlapping ways of thinking, and so like the holistic way of thinking, I think, is where the answers are, and that's what I've tried to pursue for my entire 20-something year career here.
Well, I'm glad you're here to open up this conversation, because that's what we need at these conferences, is more conversations that have more diversity into the conversation, have more open-minded conversations that aren't locked into that singular tool in the toolbox. So
absolutely.
Thank you so much, Cate. Where can people find out more about you and how you're helping people in your books?
Please visit my website, which is drcate.com, drcate.com. And I have 4 books that I've written, and I describe there's like a which book should I buy first page on my website, and it'll help you pick out which one, because one is about metabolism and weight loss, one is about more like healthy children and optimal genetic health, and my latest is about dark calories and how these oils are really leading to every single chronic disease you can name.
Awesome. I love all of those. I know all 3. So thank you.
Thank you.